evening and welcome to this edition of Newsleader on 6. I'm Jim Fuller. In tonight's news, property owners will be experiencing a tax increase next year. There's still no winner in the Coffee County District 14 Commissioner's race. We'll speak with Tullahoma High School football coach John Olive. Newsleader's Philip Scoggins will take a shot at the controls of America's newest stealth fighter plane, and the city of Shelbyville gets a big grant from the state. We'll have all those stories and more on tonight's Newsleader on 6.
I'm Philip Bourne, Stamina Nav Detail Shop Manager. Here are a few things our customers have to say about our service.
What I love most about the Stem McNabb Detail Shop is there's someone local that I can trust to pick up my car, have it cleaned, and deliver it back to me in showroom condition.
What really amazed me is when he opened the hood and looked like he had taken the old engine out and put a new engine inside.
We have several different packages and individual services to get your vehicle looking like new again. We're located just behind Stem McNabb Chevrolet dealership. Call today, schedule an appointment, and see what the difference our detail can make.
Don't risk losing the Social Security disability benefits you have earned. I'm Russell Hedges with Moore & Hedges, attorneys at law. I bring over 25 years of experience and dedication to your case. My Social Security team will walk you through the process. We can increase your chances of winning and maximize the benefits due to you. If we do not win, you will not owe us a fee. Call me, Russell Hedges with Moore & Hedges, attorneys at law, for maximum returns and minimum concerns.
Weather vanes are one of the oldest methods of weather prediction. While there are a multitude of designs, the most sensitive weather vane is this rather unattractive dish shape. It detects rain, sleet, snow, even wind. You know it's working because when the bad weather comes in, your TV signal goes out. Quite ingenious.
Outdated satellite technology is no match for clear, reliable TV from Charter.
Welcome back. Coffee County property owners will see an 11% tax increase on their tax bill after commissioners approved the measure at Tuesday night's meeting. We spoke with Tullahoma Commissioner Rush Bricken, who is chairman of the Budget and Finance Committee, who explains the need for the increase.
Well, tonight the Commission set the county tax rate for next year. It's 28 cents over last year, which is about 11% tax increase. But since our last meeting in July, we were able to shave off a little over a penny and a half. So we did accomplish something over the last 3 weeks. So that's a good thing. The large tax increase is still 90% because of law enforcement, the new jail coming on board this year. And there really was no way to get around that new operation of the jail. So all the other departments in the county were either the same or lower. So that's kind of where the county's budget fell this year. So again, for the taxpayers of the county, it will be a large tax increase that will show up, come their bills in October. But again, it's just the situation we face today.
Are we correct, though, in assuming, I think I've heard you say this before, that the entire jail situation was really mandated by the state? You had to do that. We had to do that. The new jail will be a certified jail, and it just has the operating costs of a certified jail in the state mandate so much in the way of personnel, and it's just not complicated to some degree, but it's just the way it is. So again, if we could reduce the criminal population, maybe that's another way of reducing costs. So, any other questions, Jim? The wheel tax is also a possibility. I'm not asking you to take a stance whether you're for or against it, but tell us what happens in the event that wheel tax passes.
That will save the county almost the same amount as the tax increase this year. It's about $2.5 million estimated revenues if the $50 vehicle use tax is passed by the citizens in November. It'll go effective 1st of 2014. And then when the commission sets next year's budget, they'll factor that new revenue in and hopefully lower the property taxes equivalent to that wheel tax or vehicle use tax.
Coffee County still does not have a winner in the county's District 14 Commissioners race. Missy DeFord and Lamar Wilkie each received 254 votes last Thursday on Election Day. It was thought that the one provisional ballot which was cast in that district would decide the race. However, when the ballot was examined on Monday, election officials disclosed that the person did not vote for either of the commissioner candidates. Administrator of Elections Vernita Davis said the county commissioners will now decide the winner when they convene in September. Tennessee Governor Bill Haslam and Tennessee Department of Transportation Commissioner John Shore announced this week the award of $361,440,000 transportation alternative grant to the city of Shelbyville for the North Square Sidewalk Improvement Project. The project includes replacement of nearly 2,000 feet of existing sidewalks, as well as improvements to 4 intersections north of the city public square. This project continues the city's efforts to provide pedestrian facilities to its downtown area and will build on previous improvements along the corridor. The project will also improve the aesthetics of the area and encourage development in the downtown district. Steve Lewis, Assistant Chief of the Normandy Fire Department, passed away last week at the age of 57. Funeral services for Mr. Lewis were held Sunday at Kilgore Funeral Home in Tullahoma. Numerous units from the area's fire departments were on hand in honor of his service. Mr. Lewis worked as an auditor with O'Reilly Auto Parts before retiring and was a member of the Break Free Worship Center in Normandy. He was an alderman in Normandy also and worked for 30 years with Normandy Fire Department. For those who wish, donations may be made to Break Free Worship Center at 120 Flowertown Road in Normandy. Stay with us. We'll be back in a moment with more Newsleader on 6.
When you're running late headed to that sporting event or horse show and hungry but need gas, you don't have to choose which to get. Just stop at any Quick Mart where gas prices are normal and the food is outstanding. Burgers, fries, salads, sub sandwiches, chicken strips, egg rolls, even pizza can be picked up while the gas is pumping. Stop by any Quick Mart today and not only save time, but enjoy some good cooking, southern hospitality, and prices you can live with.
Looking for a unique gift for someone special, or perhaps something just for yourself? Then you need to check out Grady Mac Denim Company, right here in the heart of Tullahoma. Grady Mac features the full line of men's and women's Lucky brand apparel. Stop in and check out our denim production line. Grady Mac offers a full line of outdoor sporting apparel and much more. And check out our custom fly fishing equipment, fine art, and signed sports memorabilia. There's something for everyone at Grady Mac Denim Company, the most unique store in Tullahoma.
Come to Jim Oliver's Smokehouse in beautiful Mont Eagle, Tennessee, your mountain getaway destination. Stay in one of our 21 log and timber frame cabins. Enjoy the romantic fireplace and jacuzzi tub. Get more information and book a reservation at thesmokehouse.com.
Welcome back. High school football is just around the corner, and Newsleader's John Gray visited with Tullahoma coach John Olive on Media Day about his 2014 football team.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Media Day here at Tullahoma High School, and as you can see, the football team and the cheerleaders are all on the field, and individual pictures will be taken, and we'll get a roster for the year and pictures of all these lovely young ladies and gentlemen out here, and the coaches as well, as this is the kickoff to Tullahoma High School Wildcat football. We have Coach John Olive here with us, and before we get started here, Coach is going to tell us a little bit about the upcoming season. How are things coming together for you, Coach?
Well, we're real happy with our first group. We've got a little bit of speed in that first group. They've been working pretty hard, had some really good practices, very few bad practices, and what we're looking for is some trying to get some of these second guys to come on. We know that we're going to need some backups as we go through the season, and it's going to be hot on those first few Fridays, so it's very, very important for us that we find those backups. We're still obviously searching to find some offensive linemen, defensive linemen. That's going to be crucial to us.
How many kids do you have out this year, John?
We're at 48, I think. and we're down from last year. We were in the lower 50s. This year we're in the upper 40s, and freshmen were down freshman-wise. We had a couple of those transfer to other schools. One with his father taking a job elsewhere, and one family moved out of our community. So our numbers are not what we'd like for them to be, and I've got to go back to doing a better job of recruiting the hallways.
Well, and you have a little bit more help as far as coaching staff this year, don't you?
We do. We have picked up Jimmy Cole, who worked as a volunteer assistant a couple of years ago, and then Devin DeLauder, who played for us there in the mid-90s, 95, 96, 97, has come back from Texas, and he will be handling quarterbacks. And then we also picked up Coy Sis, who's been a defensive coordinator at 3 different high schools here in the mid-state, and we have greatly improved our staff as far as experience, and picked up some really fine coaches that we had to replace a couple that we lost for undue circumstances.
There you go. Well, I know last year you were running kind of thin, and it sure makes it hard on the head coach to have to be making a lot of calls as well, and I'm happy for you to have those new folks. I noticed that there's a young lady on the field today. Give us a little bit of information on her.
Claire Reagan is a junior, and she's on the girls' soccer team. We're trying to share her with the girls' soccer, and she is trying to be a kicker. And she has been with us now for the last 3 weeks, and is a very consistent kicker, and be interesting to see. She might win the PAT job, point after touchdown job.
Well, that's great. That's a first for Tullahoma High School.
That is correct. First for us to have play on the varsity level.
There you go. Well, looking forward to a good season. As all football teams are always looking about a quarterback, do you have a couple of young men that are stepping up there and trying to figure out who that's going to be?
We feel pretty good about, we've got a junior, Eli Grove, and a sophomore, Chase Dixon, that are running neck and neck at quarterback. We feel good about both of them, that they've made good progress, and the biggest thing we're asking from them is keep the football with us and not give it to the other team.
There you go.
And if they can learn to do that, we're going to be all right.
More Newsleader is coming up right after this.
Trucks. The #1 selling truck for 35 years straight, the Ford F-Series, can be found at Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma and Winchester. We have a huge selection of over 100 trucks to choose from, with Ford manufactured rebates and incentives up to $10,000 or 0% financing available. Now is the time to buy. So come on down to Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma and Winchester, and remember, trucks, and more trucks. Why buy anywhere else?
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
Hey, honey, can you pull up the recipe for me? I need to see the next step.
Come on, Jax, jump. That shouldn't be a problem. Charter has powerful internet speeds. It's one reason customers are happier than ever. For one low price, they also get brilliant HD, more reliable phones, and the most advanced fiber-rich network in our history. That's an incredible value. No wonder Charter customer satisfaction is at an all-time high. Yeah, no problem. Switch to Charter and see why thousands choose us every day.
Welcome back. Lockheed Martin, the manufacturer of the F-35 Lightning II fighter plane, had a F-35 cockpit demonstrator at the Tullahoma facility of UTC Aerospace Systems this week. UTC manufactured the landing gear for the aircraft. Newsleader's Philip Scoggins spoke with retired Major General Bob Delaney from Lockheed Martin about America's newest fighter plane. He also got to try the flight simulator to see how easy it is to fly the world's most advanced stealth fighter.
Well, the F-35 is the next generation fighter for our men and women in uniform. The Air Force, the Navy, and the Marines are all buying the aircraft. Actually, they've on contract for 2,443, and that's just with the U.S. The international partners, that number will grow to over 3,000. The airplane is absolutely a game changer. It brings two things that makes it a game changer in my mind. One is stealth, and stealth you have to build in from the beginning. You can't just retrofit a fourth generation fighter. And then the avionics. The avionics give it a dimension of capability that we've never enjoyed in a fighter because of its processing power. So the ability to come out here and show it to the UTC employees, because they build the landing gear for it. Now they get to see what they're part of.
Okay. When does the fighter go into production? Or is
the fighter's in production. We have over 100 aircraft already delivered to the Department of Defense. The F-35 has flown over 18,000 flight hours, most of that by our men and women in uniform. So the airplane is out there today, primarily training our pilots. The Marines will be the first to what we call combat capable next year. The aircraft is combat capable, but each unit has to decide when they're combat capable, which means can I go 6 months to a region and sustain myself. So they'll build that infrastructure up and then declare themselves ready to go next year.
Okay. And I understand there's 3 different models of the plane. Can you tell us?
Well, it's the F-35. So in the simplest form, think of the F-35 as one aircraft, but each of the services had a requirement for takeoff and landing. So the major difference is how they take off and land. So let's talk about the F-35A. The F-35A is the Air Force version. Easy to remember, A, Air Force. It's conventional takeoff and landing. It takes off on runways, just like a commercial airliner. The B model and the C model will also do that. Here's the difference. The F-35B is for the Marines. They wanted to replace their Harrier. And the capability to do the short takeoff, about 500 or 600 feet, and vertical landing. We've done that with a lift fan, really pretty slick technology. Put a lift fan in front, divert some thrust down the front, turn the tail down, divert thrust down the tail, and then thrust out of each wing so it just balances. If you ever watch an F-35B fly and it's hovering like a helicopter and it's doing that shaking, the pilot has his hand on the stick. When it goes rock steady, he's taking his hand off and the computer's doing it. Really a stable airplane. The F-35C is for the Navy, for its carrier operations. It's easy to remember, C for carrier operation. A little bit larger to help it slow down for the approach, and also those bigger landing gear for that controlled hit on the deck.
Okay. All right.
But I'd like to tell you, the cockpit, we're going to get you in the cockpit.
I'm going to give it a shot.
As a pilot, I can't tell if it's an A, B, or C. They are 100% the same. The reason being we wanted commonality in all 3 jets. So the avionics are the same, which is a big cost-saving factor. They fly the same once they get the gear up. So when you get in there, you can fly the A, B, or C. And I recommend we go fly the simulator and get you in there.
All right, great. Thanks.
All right, let's do that.
Okay, Philip, we're here at Las Vegas, Nevada at Nellis Air Force Base. Your task today is going to be to take off, experience the neat features of the aircraft, and then be able to go and engage a couple targets. Let's get a feel for the airplane. So let's roll it right or left.
Okay.
And it's all fly-by-wire, so the more pressure you give it, the faster you roll. There you go. And when you stop the pressure, it'll stop rolling.
Okay.
Let's go up and over, and we'll do a loop. So here you are with a combat load right after takeoff. Let's go up. So pull back. That's 9 Gs, which we can pull with the full internal load. Keep on pulling around. Halfway through your loop, there's the Nellis Air Force Base that you just took off from.
Yeah.
And you just completed a loop. And now we need to select a weapon. We're carrying in 2 internal bombs and 2 internal AMRAAMs, radar missiles. Take the top castle switch and rock it forward. There's one of the targets, there's your other target.
Okay.
Go ahead and fire, so take the red button and press it once. Notice the doors have to open up.
Okay.
There goes the missile. So it'll
I
be
locked onto him way before I was anywhere near him and didn't even have to.
Right. And he hasn't even, he hasn't seen you. You've targeted him, you've shot him, and you're most likely going to ruin his day.
So Tony, am I the best pilot that you've had today?
Yes, you are.
All right,
did great.
We'll be right back after these messages.
The highest standard of integrity delivers stability and honor. It's established over time. You know when you see it. You know when you feel it. There's a standard of integrity in healthcare. It's the Joint Commission Gold Seal of Approval. In 2003, Life Care Center of Tullahoma voluntarily achieved this accreditation and maintains it still today. Life Care, meeting a higher standard because residents matter most.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation.
It's gonna be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor, too, when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
Welcome back. The Manchester Fire Department is working this week to raise money for muscular dystrophy. Newsleader's John Gray spoke with Manchester Fire Chief George DeShields about the department's Fill the Boot program.
You have a great project that's getting ready to happen this week.
This week, yes.
And what's going on?
We're going to be supporting MDA and doing the Fill the Boot drive. We're going to start on Thursday. So we'll be running Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So all three of our shifts will have an opportunity to collect funds to help support MDA. And this is the 60th year that the firefighters and MDA have partnered together. And so we wanted to try and show our support this year and get out and do what we can to help raise money to help with MDA research, help send kids to camp, and whatever else we can do.
So, do you actually have a boot that you're going to take around? And
yes, we do. We're going to have firefighters dressed in MDA T-shirts. They'll be at the intersection of 55 and 41 in Manchester, and they'll all have a boot and just ask folks to give donations. Yeah.
Well, that's a great idea. And you say this has been 60 years that first responders and firefighters have worked with the muscular dystrophy group. Is this the first year for Manchester to be involved?
No. In the past, we've done a chili cook-off on the square and used the proceeds from the chili cook-off for it.
Okay.
We've also went to Walmart and collected money at Walmart at the doors. But we thought this year we'd do a little differently and try and go out on the streets and meet people out there and take donations out and fill the boots. Yes.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun, and it's a good deal, and it gets your guys out in front of the public,
right?
And the public has an opportunity to look at them in another way, than in a uniform as a first responder. Right. These people are taking on an obligation to help somebody else.
Right. We're just trying to again do our part and support the MDA this year.
Well, that's great. And how long have you been in this position of fire chief in Manchester?
I've been chief for just a little over a year now.
Well, good for you. Yeah. Congratulations. Things going okay?
Going well, yes.
I heard that you've got some kind of special training that's going to happen next week as well.
We do. Next week we're bringing in the Tennessee State Fire Academy, and they're going to teach a class 3 days next week, and it's on new modern structural firefighting attack. In the past, the products that were used in homes gave you a little bit more time to get out if things caught on fire. You had about 17 minutes in the 70s and 80s. Now, with the majority of the products being petroleum-based, carpets and furniture and things like that, you have about 3 minutes from the time your smoke detector activates. So we've got to change our tactics so that we can take care of our customers when there is an emergency.
Yeah, so if something's burning in 3 minutes instead of 17, there's a different way that you go about fighting that situation and winning that situation.
Right, to keep the public safe, and then to protect ourselves as well. We do have gear that we wear and everything, kind of like what Chief Blackwell talked about, our protective equipment, but it can only do so much. So to aid us and give us a different advantage, we're going to do some training and hopefully change our tactics to make things safer for us and for the public.
All right, and you're going to fill the boot.
Yes, we are.
This weekend. Fill in the boot Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in Manchester. Find a way, find these guys, and put something in the boot.
Please come out.
All right?
Yes.
George DeShields, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you very much.
The pet of the week this week at the Tullahoma Animal Shelter is a Chihuahua mix named Peanut, who entered the shelter as an owner turn-in. Peanut is approximately 1.5 years old and weighs about 8 pounds. She will receive a free bedding and neuter with the $35 adoption fee. Peanut gets along well with other children and pets. The shelter believes that she will make an excellent family pet. Microchip identification is also available to all dogs adopted for a $15 or greater donation to the shelter. For more details, contact Teresa at 454-9580. The Tullahoma Animal Shelter is located at 942 Maplewood Avenue. And the Coffee County Humane Society's featured pet this week is Lucky. Lucky is a sad little Chihuahua who was dumped on I-24 and badly needs a loving home. The shelter also has many other dogs available for adoption at 1210 Oakdale Street in Manchester. The hours of operation at the shelter are 7:30 a.m. until 2:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. The shelter's phone number is 723-2711 or 723-2730. Donations for animal care can be made to the Coffee County Humane Society by sending it to Post Office Box 252, Manchester 37349. And their website is www.coffeehumane.org. Stay with us. We'll be right back in a moment with your weather forecast.
It's a Kia Cadenza kind of day at Russell Barnett Kia of Tullahoma. This luxurious Kia has too many features to mention, with prices starting as low as $33,943. With America's best warranty, the 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, Kia is the power to surprise. We have a huge selection to choose from here at Russell Barnett Kia, and mention this ad and receive an additional $500 off your next Kia Cadenza purchase. And remember, why buy anywhere else?
Are you a shoeanista with no place local to find your style? Well, now you don't have to travel any further than Bren's Shoe Boutique, located at the Village on Jackson, 1940 North Jackson Street, Suite 120 in Tullahoma. From funky to formal, you can find the fit and style that will make you smile at Bren's. A shoeanista herself, owner Brenda Kemp offers brands like Rocket Dog, Jessica Simpson, Mia, Nine West, J. Renee, Bandolino, and more. Want that accessory splash that none of your friends have? Bren's offers a selection of one-of-a-kind handbags and jewelry with just the right bling. So if your shoe selection doesn't stack up, find what you've been looking for at a price you can afford at Bren's Shoe Boutique, now open in Tullahoma.
Do you like movies? Charter likes movies. On the average day, Charter TV brings you almost 75 free movies. Then there's movies on demand. Thousands of them. The latest hits at the touch of a button. No more late fees, no more expensive trips to the multiplex, no more rude people in the theater. And with Charter HD sound and picture, well, hey, let's make some popcorn.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1943 at 99 degrees. The record low was in 2004 at 51 degrees. Average high on this day is 87, and the average low is 66. Tonight, look for clear weather in your forecast with a low of around 57. Mostly sunny weather expected for Friday with a high of 88 and a low of 58. Mostly sunny weather expected again on Saturday with a high of 91 and a low of 66. And that's our Newsleader report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for Newsleader on 6. You have a great evening.